Hello. Happy new moon. This one is wild, guys. So, welcome to the channel. If this is your first time here, thank you for giving this a shot. If this is your second, third, 500th time here, thank you so much for showing up and choosing to share and exchange energy together in this way. This practice is going to be about the Cancer new moon. Turn this down just a little bit. And the energy that's coming through right now. So, if you haven't already noticed, you might be experiencing some deeper emotions, maybe more heightened triggers the last few days. And that's not a space to be judgmental of yourself. That is a space of awareness. This is what's wanting to be healed. This is what's wanting to be looked at. This is what's wanting to be seen from a place of compassion. Okay, so before we dive in, I'll tell you about the stones we got today. Down here I have a mahogany obsidian stone. It's absolutely beautiful. It's red and black. And it works with keeping us grounded as we begin to work on maybe some inner child healing, okay? And a lot of times our deep emotional wounds and traumas really happened when we were children. Mr. Peanut wants to come help us transmute our energy, thank you. Moving up, I have a citrine to help us feel empowered as we move through this, but empowered from a place of compassion, right? Sometimes we can get in some righteousness and feel that, you know, things outside of us are causing us to feel a certain way, but we are in charge of that, right? We can hold that power from a place of compassion. Moving up to the next stone, rose quartz. Love, 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 self-love, self-love, self-love. This is how we make it. This is how we get through, by continuing to draw our awareness back to love. Not just love for others, but love for ourselves. Ultimately, it has to be love for ourselves first, because we can't even fathom what unconditional love for others look like unless we have it for ourselves. So practice come here, right? Right to the heart chakra. Okay. Moving all the way up to our final stone today is, not counting my selenite wands, is lapis lazuli. And this is going to help us not just with communication in our throat chakra for the color blue, but it's going to help us with clarity as we move through this Cancer new moon energy. All right, if you haven't already, guys, grab a mat. I'm definitely going to hit the do not disturb so that we don't get a phone call asking me to renew our car insurance or asking to buy my home. So thank you for holding on for that one moment. Land yourself in a easy seated space. Whatever that looks like for you. It can be kneeling on a bolster in a chair. And begin to land into your body. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale out, soften everywhere that you can. Find the resistance in the body and let it melt away as if there's nothing wrong with it at all. Each breath encourages you to drop fuller into your present body in this moment. Allowing the arms to feel a little heavier. The hips to relax and release. And then taking a moment to remind yourself that this practice is for you. What do you need? What are you ready to see, to move through? How can you align yourself with love and compassion for you? On your next inhale, palms come to the knees. Start to find those gentle circles, one direction. And then the other. connecting ourselves to the earth through these sit bones as we begin to activate that sacral energy, right? That's where our emotions are. And if we're in this Cancer energy, there are things here that want to move. You don't have to be afraid of them, right? You don't have to identify with them. Bring yourself back to a neutral space. I'm going to turn and face you. A little bit of side body work here. Inhale up and over. Exhale back to center. Inhale up and over, expanding these chakras. Exhale. Maintain length in the spine. Last breath. Even out. And coming back to a neutral spine for a moment, pause. Feel your energy as you soften back down into your body. Notice where the resistance or the guarding is coming in, and then soften what you can where you can. As you're ready, find your way to a tabletop, crossing over the ankles or sliding the legs around to the side. We're going to work still with the sacral chakra, so you're just going to rock the hips side to side. Keep the belly engaged, pressing into the fingertips. Neck is neutral. Breathing gently. There's nowhere you have to be other than this body in this moment. Come back to a neutral place. Downward facing dog. Knees are super bent. Drop your head heavy. Start to swish the hips slowly side to side now. So not as fast as we just were. Really melting into the sensation that's showing up for you. Scanning the body, noticing where the tension wants to creep back in, and seeing if you are able to release it without any judgment. Right? If it still doesn't want to let go, that's okay. It's not for now. Coming back to a neutral space, pause. Knees can be bent, head is heavy. How do I feel? Where do I feel sensation, tension, resistance? How can I soften? How can I find ease? Soften the knees, walk the hands back towards the feet, forward fold at the back of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift and lengthen. Exhale, fold, heavy head. Inhale, rise strong, tall mountain. Lift from the arches of the feet through the inner thighs, up through the belly. So we're going to interlace our fingers, except our pointer finger, okay? And start to draw some small circles above your head. Maybe this gets a little bit bigger. And the hips begin to come into this space. Maybe the head. Keep the core lifted and active. The ribs, the lower part of the ribs pulling down and in. Coming back into a neutral place, pause. Feel the energy. Where does it want to go? Where are you wanting to resist? Exhale those hands down by the sides. Begin to pick up that left foot for stork, and remember it can always be on the ground in front of you. Barely lifted, high up above. So we're going to find some circles in that left hip. Staying grounded, you can even hold on to a chair or a counter here. Extend that left heel out. Step, stork other side, right knee lifts. Find that movement, right? It might just be down here on the earth. It might be big and fluid, small and jerky. Don't judge it, right? Your body needs to find movement in those spaces, so allow it to move in the way that it wants to, okay? All right, extend that heel out in front. Step. You're going to have your feet about hips distance apart, maybe a little bit wider. I'm going to back up just a hair so I'm not standing on Mr. Peanut. Okay, and then we're going to just take our knees and then just bend the hips and rock them side to side. 5, 4, 3, 2, be heavy here. 1, come back to center, pause, both hands on the hip bones, relax, shoulders, face, jaw, breathe. Relax glutes, hamstrings, calves. Relax the top of the head, the forehead, the eyes. Then we'll take that same hand mudra, temple mudra, interlacing all fingers except the pointer fingers, back to the sky. Decide if you want to leave your legs open or bring them back closer towards one another. Take those circles the opposite direction. Right? Maybe they start small. Maybe they get bigger. Maybe it looks nothing like your first side. Maybe it looks exactly like your first side because you can't remember which way you did the first time. All right, come back to center, pause, reach those fingertips up, shoulders down, base of the ribs down. Breathe. Next, exhale, gentle forward fold. Empty out your breath. Halfway lift and lengthen. Exhale, fold, and separate your feet like you're moving into a parallel goddess squat. Hands on the earth or blocks here. Start to drop the hips maybe in line with the knees and lift. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold here. Feel where the energy wants to resist. Feel the sensation, the trembles, the fatigues, the shake. Breathe. Toes out, heels in. Start to set yourself up for Malasana Yogi Squat. Again, you can just support yourself on a block, a bolster. Maybe yours looks more like that first squat. But lengthen the spine, open the heart. Notice the emotions in this moment and allow them to be there exactly as they are. Slowly begin to lower the bum to the earth, hands or no hands. Legs out in front of us. Let's give them a little shift here, a little shake. When we are creating this safe space for our emotions to move, we really need to allow them to have the safe space to move. So that being said, let's take a little gentle forward fold here, very yin style. Legs are out wider. And just start to support yourself. Maybe there's a bolster or a kitty cat you can rest your head on. So what I mean by letting your emotions move is, okay, in this practice, what if like a deep sadness begins to arise and you start to tell yourself, you're like, no, I'm supposed to be, clearing my mind or finding this Zen space or, working on positivity and happiness. And your body's like, yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm bringing this up so that it can be seen and transmuted back to unconditional love. So if we shush it and push it away, we're not allowing ourselves the space to heal the way we're designed. So if and when something that doesn't quite, if you know that it makes sense or doesn't quite make sense, whatever, if your energy is showing you something, just allow yourself to feel it, to feel sad, to feel angry, to feel hurt in this safe container that you have created for yourself, right? This is the space. Don't shove it away for another time. 2 more breaths. Belly button to the spine. Work your way up nice and tall. Take a bend in the knees and find your way onto your backs. Take a moment, maybe windshield wiper the knees side to side. Finding a hip stand, send those heels to the sky with the sacrum, the low back flat on the earth. Maybe even give it a little shimmy, a little shake here. Kind of let it really get massaged out. And then finding that stillness. How do I feel? Where do I feel? How can I soften my reactions so that I can respond clearly from a place of love? Knees into the chest, giving yourself a hug for being here, for showing up for yourself. Finding gratitude in this moment, because this takes effort. Knees fall to the left side of you, arms begin to open out wide. We release into this shape, into our body, into this moment. Feeling safe and held by our own energy. Knees come back through center, making any adjustments necessary, and begin to head over to the other side. Same thing. Relax. Release. Knees come back through center. Taking any movement that you need to take to complete this practice today. And as you're ready, releasing out into your version of Savasana, however that can look. Your back, your sides, your belly. We'll just take the next few moments to allow our nervous system to reset, our body and our mind to rest and heal, and our intention, or whatever is wanting to be seen, to be integrated into this moment. Take a deep breath in, fill up your lungs, expand your heart. As you exhale it out, soften into your presence. Savasana. Slowly beginning to come back to your body, back to your breath. Taking a few moments to check in with how you feel physically. How do you feel emotionally in this moment? How do you feel mentally? Take a breath. And as you exhale, soften anywhere that you notice resistance or tension. Right? It's a practice to let that autopilot go, that defense mechanism go. It's a practice that doesn't need shame or judgment attached to it. If you're still lying down, slowly making your way up into an easy seated position, and we'll close out this practice, as always, in a seat of gratitude. Gratitude for this amazing body that carries us around every moment of every day. Gratitude for the choice, the opportunity to move and breathe together. And as always, gratitude for the energy that we just shared. Thank you so much for being here, guys. I hope that you feel good in your bodies and your minds. Thank you again so much for joining us today for this Cancer New Moon practice. Give yourself space to feel. There's a beautiful quote, and I don't know where I found it, so I'll try to find the reference and maybe add it to the video, but you cannot get to the healing without the feeling. And a lot of us try to get around the feeling because it is so uncomfortable. But if you create yourself these safe spaces to move the body where you can allow the vulnerability to be there so that the energy can move, this is where the healing work can happen. And again, it doesn't have to look like a yoga mat. It can look like anything that is for you. So I hope that you find that and allow yourself that space to let the emotions move as we're kind of being guided through this energy of the Cancer New Moon. If you have any questions, as always, please don't hesitate to ask. Reach out. I'm on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, of course, because we're here. And I'll try to be better about TikTok, but it's just sometimes it's all consuming. But if you're on the channel and you're anywhere near North Carolina, guys, we're throwing a 4-day Holistic Healing Arts Festival in the fall called Soul Harmony Fest. And that's SOL, like the sun, Soul Harmony Fest. This is our 2nd annual year. There is camping. We'll have a full equinox ceremonial night on a Thursday, and then the festival will begin Friday, Saturday, Sunday with classes, workshops, lectures, healers, vendors, live music, food, and again, camping. So if you have any questions on that, please don't hesitate to ask, reach out. I love you all. I hope you are navigating these watery Cancer energies well. And yeah, don't forget to love the shit out of yourself today and always. Bye, guys.